Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM20 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's season 10, episode 3, and today we're back as we continue our remarkable run with Burnley. We had a little sticky patch after the last episode, which you of course can catch up with, as well as this season so far in the eye above. But we are now back in form and we have got our two biggest tests of the season. Today we are at home to second place Arsenal, managed by Pep Guardiola, and then we are away to leaders Manchester City. If we get results against either of those two, I think we can start to rule it's going to be a good season. We've already picked points up off the likes of Tottenham and Chelsea, of course, but we struggled against Liverpool, who are up in third, and I think this one might be tough as well. But we'll wait and see. It's going to be a big day today, and all of the focus is on the pitch. But firstly, before we go and get into any of that, if you are looking forward to today's episode, please do put a thumbs up on it. It does make such a difference. I really appreciate all your support with the new season, as well as the live stream, the summer transfer special, of course. Please do click back in the eye above to catch up with that. And as we mentioned in that stream, we are going to be starting a regular live stream series. And there's a few options over on the community page, so if you haven't had your vote yet, please do go over and let me know what you'd like to see. We'll be starting on Tuesday mornings, which is my day off work, and we'll try and have something regular on the channel every week. We've got loads of other updates as well. It's been a massive week for the channel. Our other series is in our first Premier League season. That's just coming to an end now with Dorking, so please do go and check that season out too. And then our two Sunday series continued last weekend. We had the most dramatic episode of the FM20 network career. Even if you didn't watch the rest of the series, that's the one not to miss in my opinion. I guess the only word that describes it is drama, and it's saw the first ever montage on the series as well, so there's plenty of unique moments to it. The stadium review series continued as well. We talked about Cardiff City Stadium there, and then yesterday of course we continued with Snooker 19. Nearly a year off the channel it made a comeback. Snooker's returning in real life on the 1st of June. It's the first sport coming back in the UK, and I was trying to get into the spirit of Snooker Shootout with just a fun little video on the side. So go and give that one a try, let me know what you think. I know obviously a lot of you are new to the channel, you won't have been around when Snooker 19 was first here. And of course that was very much when the channel was in its infancy. There was no webcam, we were a lot worse in terms of quality, and I hadn't really found my style yet. We did a little career from that as well, and it was nice to have that back on the channel yesterday. I'm thinking about Cricket 19 coming back next week too, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I know a few of you have been asking for that through the months. So Cricket 19 will make its return in June. Just fill that void in the summer. There's no cricket in England. Let's try and have it on the channel instead. But thank you so much to everyone who's supporting all the content. I really have appreciated your help. We're growing really quickly. It's great to see. If you don't want to miss any of that action, please do subscribe and turn those notifications on below. You'll get alerts as daily content releases on the channel. And as you've seen with all the action we've got coming, some days there's going to be 2 videos now. But let's move on to today. There's 2 big games on the pitch for Burnley, and that's where all of our focus has to go. A little bit of action to get through first, a few bits of news to mop up. Andrew Malone's gone out on loan to Ebbsfleet. We really wanted to keep him to try and sort the personality out, but the director of football said he's going on loan. That's where he is, he's gone to the National League. Other than that, the only news is results. So since you were last with me for that 3-0 defeat against Liverpool, we got beat in the Carabao Cup by Spurs. The backup side got back on level terms, but 2 late goals cost us. 1-0 defeats away at Leicester and Wolves. Don't look like the best results on paper, but bear in mind Leicester have been in the top half each of the last 4 years. Wolves, 8 of the last 10 years, including 2 European campaigns. So it doesn't look so bad when you put it in that sense. Since then, we're unbeaten. We had a great international break. We won the Leasing.com trophy game. We won a friendly that we organised to get some fitness for the youngsters. And now we've gone 5 unbeaten. So 2-2 away at Leeds. We were 2 down after 52 minutes. Got in a strop, went all out attack. Edmonds and Lowry off the bench with his first of the season. You remember he was in a goal drought before? Not anymore. What a fantastic player. Following that, we beat Everton 3-0, got our revenge against the Merseyside teams. Ferran Torres and Sunday Balogun with early goals, just starting to look like a Premier League player now, Balogun. And then Rob Simpson getting the third to wrap it up in the second, which meant we could bring the 3 youngsters on as well. Away to Watford, a 0-0 draw. Not the best result in the world, but the centre-halves were really solid. We were without the Frenchman due to injury, but Rod Coleman came in and it looked a really solid partnership still. Vinicia starting to improve. It is looking good defensively. We didn't quite have that attacking edge in that one. But the same cannot be said at home to Aston Villa. At home we are looking good at the moment. A great result, 4-0, Ferran Torres with a late brace. Again, Sunday Balogun with a tap-in, opening the scoring, getting into those positions. And Rob Simpson with a goal as well, looking really good from set pieces him. And finally, away at Brentford last time out, it was a Sunday Balogun brace, a penalty to win it. Though it was squeaky bum time at the end, we had to hold on. And Ryan Summerskill made a few outstanding saves. So he made a mistake in the last episode, but he made up for it in that one. And as a result, in our debut Premier League season, our debut in the elite level in this series, we are up in 6th place in the Premier League. Albeit it's very tight, with 3-4 defeats away from being in a relegation zone. But we're looking good at the moment. We have had 2 job interviews, Newcastle, which you knew about, and Norwich, who are bottom of the league. Thank you to everyone who gave me your opinion what we should do with Newcastle. And actually, I've come to the same decision. So, they had a left-back who was a wonder kid. Aside from that, a very ageing squad. West Ham offered us an interview as well. They've got a very old squad, mostly over 30. And Norwich, probably not really enough of a step up here. So, Burnley we'll stick with for now until we get one of those elite-level clubs. Basically, probably with the exception of Wolves, who even then have been up there 8 of the last 10 years. A top half regular. A Leicester, a Wolves, then Chelsea in the top 6, of course. That's where we've got to be aiming. There are a few jobs to look at overseas. There's a few big ones in France and in Germany and Italy that have been popping up, but none that have quite suited us yet. And Celta Vigo in Spain did look a bit tempting, but in the end they're starting to slide and starting to decline. So for now, it looks like we'll be sticking with this club. There are sort of different style jobs like Olympiacos we've got to think about. Do we want to be a big fish in a medium-sized league? Or a medium-sized pond even, if we've got the analogy right. But who knows what's going to happen on that front. For now, we're very happy with where we are. And if we end up having to stay at Burnley a while, then that'll be great. As we spoke about on the community page, if we do leave Burnley in this series, we will probably continue with them on stream. And it'll either be in this style series, or as many of you have voted so far, in a Youth Academy Challenge. Seems the perfect team to do it with, so that might be the case. But let's move on to Burnley v Arsenal, the first of 2 massive games today. It's a sellout at Turf Moor, as you'd expect, and as you would also expect, Arsenal are odds-on favourites. But we've got our full 11 fit, and we're going to try and get a result today. Just Craig Robinson missing, who might have made the bench, but otherwise, we're pretty much as strong as we can be. So Orellana's starting to struggle. No one's really nailing down this centre midfield spot. So should we give Monchu another go? Or Garcia's probably the only one that hasn't had an extended run. So he can come in centre midfield today. It leaves Summerskill in goal, a homegrown player of course. Furlong and Wardley the fullbacks, with Flahor alongside Simpson, the other homegrown centre half. Torres and Edmonds, the left winger who's also homegrown. Xavier and Garcia in the middle. And then Villalba behind Sunday Balogun up front. Still some of those youngsters on the bench. Bonner, Lowry and Vaughan. If we do continue with the Academy Challenge on stream, those are the 6 that are going to be crucial long term. No more signings from first team clubs. It would be all about developing academy stars. So let's go and see what they can do today. Can we get a result against title challengers Arsenal? 4-2-3-1 for Arsenal. I think we're going to be doing a lot of defending today. They've got some really good players in there. Lucas Torreira still at the club. Chris Mepham at centre half. Lewis Cook's on the bench. Haaland's on the bench. Obviously making waves in the Bundesliga on its return at the moment. And he's definitely world class there. Still only 28, of course. And there's some fantastic young regens in the front 4, which is going to cause some hell of a threat for us today. So we're going to ask the lads to do it for the fans. John Underwood keeps suggesting that. I'm not a big fan of that talk, but it's worked well so far. So who am I to argue with him? Ryan Summerskill doing well. He's getting the praise from the media now. And let's see what we can do against the Gunners. It's Alvanada centre half, back to Mepham, the left back even. And he's coming forward on the left hand side, back to Mepham again. Good pressure, but I feel like they're going to be able to play through it as they work it out to the left wing. Darnell Furlong, beaten easily, as is the centre half Simpson. Good shot, but Summerskill's down to his right. And we survived the first scare of the match. 2 minutes gone, Arsenal win all too easily in truth. But it remains 0-0 at Turf Moor, and that's all that matters for our Burnley side. Throwing it right back for Burnley, nearly 20 on the clock now. Villalba dropping deep to pick it up off Furlong. Over the top to Torres, this is a good opportunity. A counter, he's got into the box, he's through 1-on-1. Probably could have cut it back for Balogun there. I don't know what you think, I thought that was the better option. But he tried to shoot from a pretty acute angle. Dragowski in goal, he's another one of those wonder kids. The Polish keeper having a good career at Arsenal. And Paletta picks it up at centre half to Mepham. Long ball out to the left. Arsenal looking very comfortable in possession, as you'd always probably expect from an Arsenal side, as Lucas Torreira goes forward to the target man Lopez. Back to Torreira again. In the centre circle, just happy to keep it for now. Goes back to his centre half Paletta. forced the pressure. It's really good from Burnley. But again, Arsenal just finding a way through, and now they've got that extra man over on the left. And overlaps there if they find him. Shaban, chance to cut in, beats Furlong, beats Simpson, good effort at goal. But Summerskill does well, holds it comfortably. To be honest, it was a pretty good height. If it had gone low to either corner, perhaps we would have been in trouble. So Arsenal definitely the side on top, definitely the more comfortable team here. But if we could nick a point, that is a huge result. And don't forget, with a third of the season gone, we're already halfway to survival. Balogun with a corner which is headed away. Is that a penalty? We've got a VAR review. It is a penalty. Sunday Balogun steps up. I've no idea where that was given for. It suggests it might have been a push. Balogun not the best penalty taker, but for the second game in a row, he has put a beauty in the corner. Same corner, low, driven hard, and Sunday Balogun is starting to become a Premier League star. Are we going to have to fend off offers in January? Is the director of football going to stay strong? Or are we even going to be at Burnley? But Burnley somehow lead Arsenal 1-0. Sunday Balogun with the goal from the spot. And Andy Madley done us a massive favour there. In fact, for our podcast, we interviewed his brother, Bobby, who obviously was a former Premier League referee as well. Was due to come back to England just before this lockdown started. But Andy Madley has done us a massive favour there, because I'm not sure that was a penalty. Into the second half we go. Burnley up to 5th as it stands. And this season has gone better than we could have ever expected. It's Balogun with a corner again. Into the front post, Paletta heads away. Arsenal still not enjoying set pieces in game. Nothing really changed over the last 20 years there, as Wardley gets the ball at centre half, all the way back to the keeper. And we're just killing off the time beautifully. I mean, it's so professional. Here's Vinicius Xavier into Manu Garcia, who hasn't done too well in that role either. What a through ball that is, though. Edmonds in is saved. Balogun tried to get to the rebound. It looked like he might have been tripped or he slipped, but he just didn't get on the end of it. Still 1-0 and it should have been 2. But this centre midfield spot is really a problem for us. We've tried the box-to-box, Mazzala. I don't know what else we can go for in there. Let me know your suggestions. Do we try Carolero, perhaps? I don't know what else to go for. Traore in the middle. So let me know any midfield tactics you've got working. The box-to-box was lovely last year. It's just not working out at Premier League level. Here's Mepham's Traore. Back to Mepham again. Forced back to the keeper. This is brilliant pressure from Burnley. They're tired, an hour in. Are they going to be able to keep it up for 90? They're all the questions we've got to worry about. But for now, Arsenal playing good football, but not getting too far with it. As I say that, they've broken free on the left though, and they're down the line. Can Furlong keep up? Haaland off the bench, but playing off the left. Into Traore. Oh, he's at the post. Oh, it had beaten Summerskill. It was a brilliant effort. Wardley just hacks it away for a corner. He had so much more time than that. But we survive, and that's the main thing. Corner in, to the back post. Simpson hacks it clear. Haaland trying to get on the end of it, and now Balogun's trying to put pressure on the defender. Can't get there though, and it's just continuous waves of attack from Arsenal. It is relentless pressure. Cook another one of the subs. Out to the right hand side, and the pressure tells as the highlight ends, and we're going to start thinking about changes now. Most of this season we've been bringing youngsters on, not today. Torres replaced by Higgins, Monchu on for Garcia. Let's go as defensive as possible. Make sure we're solid with experienced pros on the park. Monchu can be a box-to-box midfielder. Do we leave him as a Mazzala though? Maybe. Let's just do it for now. Back in with a quarter of the game to go, and despite being completely outclassed here, we are leading Arsenal 1-0. Just 10 minutes on the clock, and we're going to make our usual third change. The experienced Darnell Furlong off, Bonner on defensive fullback, just trying to make sure we're as solid as possible. Though I'm going to cancel that because you know my superstition when we've got a highlight. Here's Lewis Cook. Inside to Rinken, over the top to Devlin. They're in here down the right, Arsenal. Oh no, he didn't need to. It's going to be a penalty. Madley's given it, so it will take something to overturn it. And a tale of the penalties here. Can Ryan Summerskill become a hero? He's against Haaland, one of the greatest strikers in the world. Steps up into the corner, and Haaland makes it 1-1 for Arsenal. It is Burnley back on level terms, and we have got to hold on for the last 10 now. Do we take Wardley off after that? We'll see what happens to the ratings. But it's going to be a long last 10 now. We're back immediately with a highlight. I was about to make tweaks, but here's Owen Edmonds. There's 3 up here. Balogun's one of them. Beats the sliding challenge. He's got 1 in support. Can he play it? Oh, it's greedy. I know Balogun scores goals on his own at times, but that was greedy. And now we're back for another one. I can't even get time to make the change. Here's Simpson at centre-half. Flaherty into Vinicius Xavier. Out to the left to Edmonds. He's got time and space to run into, but the fullback's turned him up there. Oh, that's an awful tackle. Has to be a red. That is deliberately bad. He was well gone and it was a lunge. Had to go, and we're now up against 10. So let's demand more. Let's get a sub on. There's some tired legs out there where we've been chasing the ball. So I'm going to bring Orellana on for Xavier, just to make sure that we've got enough legs in the middle. And with 5 to go, it's 10 men Arsenal who are level with Burnley trying to hang on now. Into stoppage time, 4 minutes added on. Still Arsenal on top, but no real highlights. And there's the final whistle. A tale of 2 penalties and a horrendous tackle. A red card for Arsenal, but a 1-1 draw. 2 brilliant strikers getting a goal from the spot. And it's another fantastic point for our Burnley side. We're going to tell the lads we're pleased. What else can we possibly say? And let's see where it leaves us in the Premier League table, ahead of our trip to the leaders, Manchester City. We remain in 6th then, but of course we are playing before most sides. I'd imagine the rest of tomorrow night, the Wednesday, but it gives us that extra day break before City. They'll be able to rotate. They've got a great side. But a really good result to start us off there. An entertaining game. Haaland having to rescue Arsenal. He was on 170, was it? 170 grand a week. So that shows what we're competing with. I think our highest paid player is now Vinicius on 60 or 70. So 3 times that amount Arsenal are paying their subs. We're going to be back for City in a moment. Another very tough test. And if we can get another draw, I'll be the happiest man in the world at the end of this one. Welcome back to the second of this doubleheader. We are facing Manchester City, the league leaders. As you can see behind the scenes, everything looking great for us. Couple of players struggling physically, but they weren't going to be in the first 11 anyway. So Manchester City, top of the league, 5 points clear already. It's going to be a very difficult test for us. Let's go and give it a go. Manchester City, heavy favourites, odds on, but we're in stronger form than them, and that's got to be bared in mind as well. Diego Simeone in charge of the Citizens now. And we're going to go, I think, for 10 of the same 11 again. So I'm going to bring Monchu back in for Garcia, who had a poor game in the middle. But that's got to be a priority in January. Our director of football's got to focus there. And at left back, Wardley gave away the penalty against Arsenal. We've got to improve those 2 positions. But here's the 11 we've gone for. Exactly the same, but Monchu in for Garcia. And then obviously they swap places on the bench too. Otherwise, no changes to the squad today. And let's see if we can put up another brilliant display. A lot of young regens in this City team. 4-2-3-1 again, but 3 of the stars from their real life side. So Bernardo Silva, the skipper, Ederson in goal, and Phil Foden still there as number 10. On the bench, no one I recognise. Ruben Diaz is there, but a lot of youngsters otherwise. Is that Lautaro Martinez from Inter or AC Milan? Where is it he's at? Inter Milan, yeah. Good player, 31 years of age now. But aside from that, a lot of regens in this side, particularly in the back 4. And they must have some legs back there. So 4-4-1-1 for us, the usual tactic. Let's encourage the boys. Let's get through the tunnel interview and see if we can hold off City at the Etihad. It's going to be a very difficult one, but so was Arsenal, and we managed all right there. First question of the day, why are we playing in a shade of bluey green when we've got claret as our home kit? This is more of a clash. I know it's still noticeably different, but why would you change into a kit that's nearly the same colour? Absolutely baffles me. 15 gone, we've just seen that one shot blazed over the bar from City, but they're looking a threat from corners this game so far. Bernardo Silva in, Flahot, volleys it miles away. Someone please tell me how to pronounce his name, I feel like it's different every time. Into lie, that's too easy. Second and third ball from a set piece and we just switched off. The back 4 there, who's number 6? Flahot getting caught behind the defensive line. Just too easy, and City are in front. They've been the dominant force, you'd expect them to do so. I think they're going to take Liverpool's crown as Premier League champions this year. And it looks like they're going to beat us here and give us our 2nd defeat on camera this season and our 4th in the Premier League in total. But Furlong's coming forward on the right. Our first attack. Villalba heads away. Vinicius! Oh my word, what a goal! Vinicius Xavier, his first for the club. What's his long shot rate in 10? That was a beautiful strike. It just sat up. It's one of those on the edge of the box. On his left foot as well. I think he's right-footed. He is. But first time on the left, half volley. Hit it sweetly. It rocketed into the top corner. And at half-time, it's Manchester City 1, Burnley 1, and Vinicius Xavier with his first goal in England. What a strike that is to get us on terms. We're going to tell the lads we're pleased with how they're doing. It's been a brilliant performance. They've fought hard, they've given everything. We're going to put Furlong to a defensive duty at fullback. He's on a yellow, he's struggling rating-wise, and we were getting caught out on that left there. Diaby's a brilliant young player in real life too. Obviously now an experienced winger for City. At 29 years of age, a top-class pro. But we've reached the hour mark and it's still 1-1 here. We've actually had more of the chances now. We're not seeing them on camera, but otherwise it's been a really good display. Here's a short ball out to the centre half and Simpson bringing it out of the box for us. He's got 2 in midfield but goes long towards Balogun, loses out in the air. Bernardo Silva dropped deeper, finds Foden. Into the middle again, City keeping possession. That's never changed despite Simeone now being in charge. No more defensive displays there, keeping it beautifully. Lovely switch to the right to the overlapping fullback. Phillips delivers into Lai and it's his second of the game. We've got to go and take a look at him. England international, £60 million he's worth. 225 grand a week he's on. Not scored a goal yet this season. How ironic to that. But what a display it's been from him. 65 minutes gone. We've got to take Darnell Furlong off. He's really struggling back there. Bonner will go on to the support duty. Monchu's been poor, so Jack Vaughan will come on for him. And we'll think about our last change in a few minutes. 65 gone, City back in front and starting to get on top in the game again. Let's make that final change then. It's going to have to be Edmonds who's had a poor game. Lowry will come on for him. Torres will switch to the left and Lowry will be an inside forward on attack. Just to try and give us more of an attacking threat. Of course, that right-hand side is very young now. Very inexperienced. Bonner right back, Vaughan right centre mid and Lowry right wing. But it gives us a chance. The exuberance of youth and sometimes that can work out. So with 5 minutes to go, let's go attacking. We know what the risks are associated with it. We'll push further forward. We'll do whatever else we can. Distribute to the fullbacks if need be. I don't think there's much more we can do. Be more expressive, run at the defence. And we've now got to defend a free kick as well. Manchester City will take it with Bernardo Silva. Plenty of men flocking forward, but I'm sure Silva will shoot from here. 3 minutes to go. It will wrap it up if he scores. Oh, he's hit the post. It's a brilliant effort. Bonner does well to get there first before the attacking players that were just raining in for the rebound. And it's out for a throw-in, which Hweck picks up. Out to Hallux, the left-back. Inside to Hweck again. Lovely ball in. Lai completes his hat-trick. And it's game over. We'll drop back to balance. We don't want to get embarrassed here. It's all about keeping the morale up as well. You've got to remember that. But what a fantastic hat-trick it's been from him. A brilliant striker. How he's not getting much of a game for City, I do not know. It tells you how much of an embarrassment of riches they have. But 4 minute stoppage time, we're going to lose 3-1. It is Manchester City 3, Burnley 1, and a brilliant result from the soon-to-be champions. That's their backup striker who did that. A fox in the box, a brilliant performance. We gave it everything, but it wasn't enough. The positives, Vinicius Xavier scoring an absolute screamer. 3 of the youngsters getting game time off the bench again. And to be honest, a pretty solid display across the board. But 6 games undefeated, that record has gone. 3 draws, 3 victories, and now a defeat against City. So Manchester City stay top, we drop to 7th, and we're starting to edge towards that mid-table pack. I mean, basically, with Chelsea struggling, outside the top 5, it could be anyone's game. Stoke in 6th on 24, all the way down to Sheffield United in 17th on 15. I mean, even if Villa get going, they'll pick back up. The bottom 2 are relegated. The top 5 will finish as the top 5. It's just waiting to see what happens in the middle there. But we're really happy with those performances. Hang on a minute, I've been distracted. Look at Van Loon's face there. Where's his head gone? He's a bit of a weird regen there. Look, he's not got a face. I've never seen that before. But there we go. That's a bizarre one to finish on. But what a wonderful start it's been with Burnley. We would definitely take this at this stage. Who would have thought we'd be up there? Can we carry on competing for Europe or will we gradually fall away? It looks like after that brilliant start, we're just finding a bit of inconsistency now. And we've got a really tough spell coming up towards January as well. So we'll probably know a bit more after that. I'm sure there'll be big job offers. I'm sure there'll be interviews in the meantime. And I'm sure there'll be a live stream save with Burnley's Youth Academy Challenge afterwards. But for now, we are really happy with how this is going. So if you did enjoy this episode and those 2 solid performances against top sides, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know what you think the director of football needs to do in January. Surely centre midfield has to be a priority. Or do we go for Jack Vaughan there? His rating competes with everyone else now. His star rating, that is. And he plays well in that Mazzala role. So maybe we go for Jack Vaughan soon. Start to introduce the youngsters. Bring Bonner through at right back as well. There are definitely options in that sense. Let me know what you thought of the performances too. And as I said, please do and go and vote over on the community page. What live stream save would you like to see? Probably starting from next Tuesday or the one after. Will be every week on the channel now. So let me know what you'd like to see here regularly. If you can come and pop along to the live streams, then do. It's been really great to have a chat with you guys. It was really active in the chat last time out. We just talked about football, all sorts of random things. And that's the best way to spend your mornings, particularly in lockdown, particularly as this world's a bit uncertain. It's lovely just to have a chat and take your mind off things. So I do appreciate your support with that. If you do want to see all the content on the channel, please subscribe and turn your notifications on. As we mentioned, Snooker 19 was back for one day only yesterday. Cricket 19 will probably return for the summer next week. And we've got our 2 long-term stories absolutely flying, and our stadium review series continuing every Sunday. The FM20 network career is over now, but please do go and check out the final episode. It was a very dramatic one. And I hope you continue to enjoy the content on the channel. Thank you so much for watching and your continued support as always. I really do appreciate it. And I hope to see you next time for a big game with Burnley as we come back for the January transfer window.